Hello everyone. Welcome back to channel Nomad Explores. Today, we will visit the romantic town of Banff in the Rocky Mountains, in the province of Alberta, Canada. If you find my video interesting, please click subscribe and share so that more people can watch it. Nomad's journey today starts from Calgary City, also in Alberta province, about 130 kilometers from Banff town. There are three means to reach Banff from Calgary: trains, coaches, and private vehicles. Today, Nomad will travel to Banff by coach with Flixbus. Flixbus is a low-cost passenger transportation company in Canada as well as in some other countries. They do not have a specific office or ticketing office. All transactions are made via the company's website, phone, or email. The passenger pickup and drop-off locations are specifically provided on the ticket, usually at parking lots or gas stations with which the company has contracts. Flixbus ticket prices are similar to airline ticket prices, meaning they are not fixed but change depending on the season and departure time. The earliest Flixbus departing to Banff is scheduled at 8 a.m., and the latest one returning to Calgary is at 5 p.m. Nomad chose the earliest departure at 8 a.m. and expects to arrive in Banff at 10 a.m. after a 2-hour journey. About 45 minutes after departure, the majestic mountains and forests, blending with the blue sky and white clouds, gradually appear before your eyes. Because Nomad is recording this video through the bus's windows, and the windows were all tinted so that less sunlight go through them, so unfortunately, the images you are seeing are not very bright in color. I hope you can understand this. Banff is a resort town located at an altitude of 1,383 meters, within Banff National Park in the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains are a large mountain range and the largest mountain system in North America. This Rocky Mountain range stretches 4,800 kilometers in a straight line southwards, from the Liard River in the province of British Columbia, Canada, to the headwaters of the Pecos River, a tributary of the Rio Grande River, in the state of New Mexico, USA. This is an image of the Rocky Mountains that Nomad took from the plane. As you can see, the mountain is made of rocks. Rocks in the Rocky Mountain range were formed before the mountains were uplifted by tectonic forces. The oldest rock is Precambrian metamorphic rocks, which forms the core of the North American continent. In addition, there is Precambrian sedimentary rock, dating back to 1.7 billion years ago. During the Paleozoic era, Western North America was under a shallow sea that contained many kilometers of dolomite and limestone. The bus is now gradually moving into the center of Banff town. After a 2-hour journey, the bus arrived at the drop-off location on time as scheduled. The drop-off location is right in the downtown area, so you don't need to travel any further. And now, Nelmed got off the bus to start walking around the center of Banff town. The center of Banff town is located around the main road, Banff Avenue, which is the road right in front of Nelmed. As you can see on this map, downtown Banff is located in the area, limited by the red dotted line, with an area of about 4 square kilometers. In this downtown core, besides Banff, which is a place name, the remaining roads were named after animals living in this region, such as Lynx Street, Martin Street, Caribou Street, Bear Street, Beaver Street, and so on. Currently, Nelmed is standing at the corner of Banff Avenue and Caribou Street. Banff, founded in 1885, was the first municipality in Canada to be established within a national park. It was first settled in the 1880s, after the Transcontinental Railway was built through the Bow Valley. In 1883, 3 workers of the Canadian Pacific Railway Company, accidentally discovered a series of natural hot springs on the slopes of Sulphur Mountain. Therefore, in 1885, Canada established a federal reserve of 26 square kilometers around these hot springs. Authorities began promoting the area as an international resort and spa, as means of supporting the new railway. In 1887, the government increased the reserve area to 673 square kilometers and named this land Rocky Mountain Park. This was the beginning of Canada's national park system. On the other side of the road, you see a Vietnamese noodle restaurant. The owner of this restaurant is probably of Vietnamese origin. Banff is a tourist and resort town. In order to serve tourists better, the local government has placed a visitor center right on Main Road, Banff Avenue, where there are many people passing by. Here, visitors can find out more information about this region, camping sites, means of transportation, etc. In addition, this is also a stop for tourists to avoid the heat and use the restroom. Visitors can also buy some things to take home as souvenirs. The region was named Banff in 1884 by the then president of the Canadian Pacific Railway, in reference to his birthplace near a region in Scotland, which was previously named Banff. Many of you may probably wonder why there was a presence of Europeans in Canada at that time. As Nomad has explained in several previous videos. Centuries ago, unlike flourishing Europe, the lands that are now part of Canada and the United States were still very wild and were inhabited by native Indians. By 1497, Europeans, mainly the British and French, began to explore this new land for the British and French kings. Many years later, British and French immigrants settled here. The French occupied the land that is today Quebec, so the people of Quebec speak French. Meanwhile, the British occupied the remaining land, so the people of this region speak English.
I was thinking, if you wanted to come up here, just a 2-hour flight, and then like an hour and a half drive, yeah, and then you could stay and just recreate here. Oh yeah, for sure. You know, do an activity every day. Can't do a family thing. Pauline and Douglas can't. That's right. You can ask anything. Yeah. Okay, let her stay.
Canada is recognized as the world's leading mining country. The minerals sector, which includes exploration, mining, and related production and support activities, is the mainstay of the economy in every province and territory. Coming to Banff, One of the souvenirs that visitors can buy to take home is products made from different types of valuable stone. The prices of these products vary significantly, from a few dollars, tens of dollars, to tens of thousands of dollars, or even higher, depending on the size, shape, and age of the product. As you can see, the stone with these fossil trilobites is worth almost $13,000.
Where are you guys?
And that was 50 tax. We're also number.
Downtown Banff is so small that you can visit on foot. However, if you are not used to walking, you can take the bus. Public buses will take you to popular locations in town. Now, Nomad continues to walk south to enjoy the majestic mountain scenery, as well as to visit two destinations, which are two of the icons of Banff: Cascade of Time Garden and Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel. There are many garbage bins in this area. A special feature of these bins is that each bin has a lid and the lid has a latch. When visitors want to put garbage in the bin, they must push the latch, lift the lid up, put the garbage in the bin, and then close it. The purpose of the latch is to prevent wild animals, especially bears, from coming here to look for food. When seeing wild animals in this area, conservation officers must relocate them to their natural habitat. Once wild animals have attacked humans, they will be captured and put down. Ahead of you is the Banff Park Museum, an exhibition space displaying animal, plant, and mineral specimens associated with the Banff National Park. The museum was designated a National Historic Site of Canada in 1985 and classified as a historic structure the following year. The museum building is a pioneering example of the rustic architectural style that became popular in North American parks. Admission fee is $4.50 for an adult, $4 for the elderly. Children under 18 years old are free of charge. Group tickets are $3.83 per person. The town is surrounded by mountains, notably Mount Rundle, Mount Sulphur, Mount Norquay, and Mount Cascade. The prominence of Cascade Mountain in this view will make your photos more sparkling. In front of you and across the road is the Cascade of Time Garden, with the administration building in the center. This is a popular tourist destination that cannot be missed when you come to Banff. Now, Nomad will cross the road to see what there are in the garden. The Banff Administration Building, which is the building before you, was started in 1935 and completed in 1936. Around the 1920s in Banff, the authority wanted a large building to house both the National Park offices and the federal offices for Banff Town. However, most of the budget at that time had been allocated to other projects, so the administration building had to wait until 1935 before construction began. The decision to build a splendid administration building, surrounded by public gardens, fitted well with the goal of turning Banff into a mountain playground with man-made tourist and recreational attractions such as hot springs, zoos, hotels, and dance halls. From 1937 until the 1950s, the building housed federal services, including the post office, customs offices, and national park staff. Federal administrative offices not directly related to the park were moved in the 1950s to allow park staff to take over the building. Today, the building is the workplace of the National Park senior staff. The Cascade Garden was completed in 1935, on the site of a hotel that burned down in 1930. Since then, the Cascade Garden has been known as a beautiful attraction in downtown Banff. In the garden, there are many different groups of plants. In addition to the beautiful flowers grown in the gardens, you will see ponds, waterfalls, and winding paths, leading to picturesque scenes. The building's history is closely linked to the development of both the national park and the town of Banff. Therefore, the administration building is a recognized federal heritage building because of its historical associations, as well as its architectural and environmental values. This is the Bow River, which originates in the Canadian Rockies and winds through the foothills in Alberta into the prairies, where it meets the Oldman River. The two then form the South Saskatchewan River. The Bow River flows through the city of Calgary, joining the Elbow River at the historic site of Fort Calgary near the downtown core. This is a group of people participating in a horseback riding tour. The leading tour guide is guiding tourists to control their horses to cross the road. If you like, you can purchase horse riding services for tourists like this. The current price for the tour is from $92 per person per hour. The service company also has different tours with different durations to serve the diverse needs of tourists. In front of you now is the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, a luxurious hotel. The hotel is located in an isolated and close to nature area, so the room price per night is too expensive, from $1,000 to your monthly salary. Therefore, it can be said that this hotel is not for the majority of tourists, but only for the rich. This bronze statue is of Sir William Van Horne, the late president of the Canadian Pacific Railway. He was famous for his saying, "If we cannot bring the mountains to tourists, then we will bring tourists to the mountains." The hotel was opened in 1888 by the Canadian Pacific Railway Company. This was one of Canada's earliest major railway hotels. The original hotel was made of wood, had 5 floors, and could accommodate 280 guests. The current hotel facility is made up of several buildings, of which the main hotel consists of the 11-story central building, built in 1914. The north wing and south wing were built on either side of the central building, in 1927 and 1928 respectively. On June 24, 1988, the hotel buildings were declared a National Historic Site of Canada. It's already afternoon. The Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel is at the end of the road, making you unable to go any further. So, Nomad decides to head back to the central area, to prepare to board the last bus at 5 p.m., returning to Calgary. Right at the corner of Wolfe Street and Banff Avenue, there is a shopping mall which, if you don't pay attention to, is easy to be missed. It is the Cascade Shops. Right on the main road of Banff Avenue, there is an ice cream shop with a Canadian brand. Cow started making ice cream in 1983 in Prince Edward Island, following a classic family recipe. Over more than 4 decades, the same classic ingredients are still used today to create more than 32 different flavors. The ice cream is handmade, and comes in handmade cones. Cow's uses a unique type of milk from Prince Edward Island. Maybe that's why their ice cream has a unique flavor. In addition to ice cream, Cow's also sells souvenirs with its logo to increase revenue and meet the needs of tourists. At 5 p.m., Nomad boarded the bus to return to Calgary. 7 hours, from getting off the bus at 10 a.m. until getting back on the bus at 5 p.m., is enough for Nomad to visit, enjoy the scenery, and enjoy the food in downtown Banff. However, Banff is more than just that. If you like picnicking, climbing, camping, boating, etc., then Banff is a great destination. And of course, you need to stay in Banff longer, say at least one night. Even though it is a low-cost transportation service, Nomad feels that everything was very good. The bus is of good quality, runs smoothly, departs and arrives on time. The driver is friendly and drives carefully. There is also Wi-Fi on the bus, although sometimes it is interrupted. The low price is probably because the company has streamlined its administrative department, so there are no ticketing offices or waiting rooms for passengers. Now, let's enjoy the roadside scenery on the way from Banff back to Calgary. At 7 p.m., the bus arrived in downtown Calgary, ending the Banff trip. It's time for Nomad to say goodbye to everyone. See you again in the next video.